Man's inhumanity to man, its flaws and its foibles, all the colors of the rainbow and all the shade that grows. I'm Alvin King, and this is We Speak. Statistics show that 1 in every 6 male youth will experience some form of sexual abuse before he reaches the age of 17. The gentleman seated next to me is not a statistic, but a survivor. He has documented his journey and that of other survivors in a documentary called Whispers in the Night. Mr. Corey George, thank you for being here today on We Speak.
Oh, well, thank you for having me today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. But before we get into our discussion, I was moved by your YouTube clip, Chapter 2, Darkness Falls. And I wanted to say personally how brave I think you are and how much I applaud you for sharing a vehicle that expresses a topic that so many young men carry with them their entire lives without sharing. So if I may, I got a couple of questions for you today.
Sure, please.
Okay. What was the motivation behind the production of Whispers in the Night?
Well, I documented my story, or at least a brief part of it, in my first book, and most of the readers who were males, they all attached to that part of the book, which was not the premise of the book, it was just a part of the book. And I was realizing that I was hearing hundreds of stories, but no one else was hearing them, and these were all black men.
Wow.
And I realized that this topic, although I spoke out and I knew a few other people who have spoken out, that this is still a topic that is taboo, and it's not even an individual topic, it's a family topic. It's a societal topic. And especially within the black male community, it has such a ripple effect, not just with the person, but everything that they touch is affected by that adversity. So I felt it was my duty to bring forth not just stories of sadness and pain, but stories of victory, so people who are still silent can see what that looks like on the other side.
Okay. Why is it important for us to acknowledge male victims of assault as a part of advocacy efforts?
Well, first of all, if you look back, maybe a few years ago and even now, when you think of sexual assault, I think every person, the first thing that comes to mind is a woman.
That is true.
That's what we think about. Now, that's not the fact, but that's what we think about based on the way that it's been advocated in the past, and even up until now, it's been kind of recent where it's been kind of slanted towards men, but in my opinion, not as much so, because we are a harder nut to crack because we have so many things fighting against us that it keeps us silent. So the reason why it's important is because we have more work to do to get the man to open up. And as I mentioned in the documentary, if most men are the heads of the household, and if you have a broken man at the top, more than likely everything that trickles down from him is going to be broken of some fashion. So that's why it's important to focus on the man, because then you possibly have a chance of saving families.
Okay. Do you feel that the resources that are available for victims properly target male victims of sexual assault?
I think that the resources are adequate for both sexes, but in the way of targeting, we still have a way to go. We have these vehicles in social media in various forms that we can actually cater. I recently saw a promotional, it was a PSA, and it kind of saddened me because it was strictly talking about women. Mm-hmm. And it made me understand that I still have work to do, and the other champions who I know and who I work with, we still have some work to do. It's getting there slowly, but as long as we're talking about it, someone's listening and they're taking it home, or they're taking it back to their school, or they're taking it back to their social work environment and really focusing on that.
Do you feel that talking about sexual assault makes people uncomfortable?
Definitely, but that's why you have to.
Okay.
If it's comfortable, then it doesn't get as excavated because it's comfortable. So you talk about it and you move on. But because in most cases, the sad part is because the damage is so severe that it's an uncomfortable topic because no one really knows because we're silent. That's the whole part of this, is that although it's 1 in 6 men who actually are a victim, how many of those are actually speaking and seeking the help that they need?
Okay.
So that's why it's a difficult topic, because we're not taught to talk about these things. Men are not taught naturally to be as emotionally expressive. So once we reverse that and we start in the home, because we learn how to be expressive by how we're raised.
That's true. Okay.
So
I
that's
can
where it
see that.
starts.
Is there a difference in perception when a male is assaulted by another male as opposed to being assaulted by a female?
Absolutely. You know, if you think about growing up and you were 15 and you had a girlfriend who was 18 and 19,
Mm-hmm.
we call her, rites of passage. Think about it. It's like, ooh, he scored an older chick.
Right.
But if it's if it's between two men, you have the stigma of, okay, he must be homosexual, or the victim may think that all of a sudden he must be homosexual, because the problem is, even when you touch on the religious aspect, we're taught that being gay is an abomination before we are given a pass as to how we were oriented into the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I'm taught that this is a sin, but there's no pass given if it was forced on me. So you grow up with that stigma within yourself, thinking, although I know I'm straight, when this happens, I'm worried about what everybody else thinks.
Right.
So again, all of these things are targeted to why we're still silent about it.
Is that when the guilt pretty much plays into or comes into play?
I think the guilt starts as soon as it happens, because you can't reconcile it, because no one talks about it. So what do you call it? I mean, if you're 4 or 5, you don't know what to call that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no name for it, and you know it's unusual, and you know it's wrong, but you can't even call it what it is. And then when you find out what it is, it's hard to wrap your brain around it, because you've already had the stigmas already thrown at you before you even known it. So yeah.
Wow. What would be your advice to a male who is currently experiencing trauma as a result of sexual assault?
Well, the first thing I always tell victims who choose to confide in me, because it's a privilege for someone to come forward, because they didn't have to.
Right.
But I know as soon as they come forward, it's like a 50-pound weight off their shoulders, because at least I said it. And I always tell them, the first thing I always say is, it's not your fault. Because you've walked around 10, 20, 30 years. And I know men who are 40 who are still reconciling this 50, or some who carry it back to their grave because they never even spoke of it. So the first thing I always say is, make sure that you assure them that it's not their fault, because that's what they're thinking. That's why they haven't come forward, because they're always thinking, how could I have stopped it? But that's the problem, is that most men, even if you're 25, you're not thinking but you forget that you were 6 years old when it happened. You're thinking at 25, how can I have stopped it? So you have to rationalize the fact that you were a child. So so again, the first thing I always say is, it's not your fault, and you keep saying it until they believe it.
I think it was the coach. Was it Jerry Sandusky? Was that his name?
I believe that. Yeah.
He was the coach who was he's been convicted.
Yeah.
Of raping all the students.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about that, they were teenagers at
Yes.
that time. In your studies or in your research,
Mm-hmm.
do you find that men who are teenagers and a little, let's say 18 to 20
Mm-hmm.
years old, does that happen less or more frequently to them?
Well, let's go back to the person that we're talking about, which is Jerry Sandusky.
I think it's Sandusky.
I believe so.
And studio audience and those listening, I actually went off script, to be honest with you, because that was in my head. But there was a moment in the media where there was a coach who had he's been convicted of sexually assaulting a lot of boys, and he's gone to jail for that.
Well, but I'm glad you brought it up, because now we could talk about talk more about the predator. Do I think it happens more? I think each situation is so specific, because the predator chooses. So it's not about if you're victimized more at a certain age. It really is, where is the predator at a certain time. because there's a grooming process, as we talked about it in the documentary, that we don't even know what's happening until the assault happens. Yeah. It's so casual, where they have to gain your trust in order for them to feel that you won't tell. Right. They won't do it unless they know you won't tell. Right. So it's not about the time. It's about what is the predator's preference, because some predators prey on victims of a certain age, victims of a certain opportunity. So we want to remove the heaviness of always depending on the victim's data and look at the predators and look at that research as well too.
Right. Yeah. Please share some of the responses that have helped to validate the importance of this project.
I've had people on Facebook write to me while they're crying and watching it and telling me, if only I had seen this, 15 years ago. If only I had seen this 12 years ago, and my advice is, but you see it now. And these are men who some may see as overachievers. As we had the conversation earlier off screen, these are high functioning men. Mm-hmm. But sometimes the reason why they're high functioning is to balance the low functioning emotion that comes from that process. So it's been overwhelming responses, but they're all along the same lines of thank you for sharing this story, because you spoke my story. And that was the reason why we had 4 different stories, mine and the other 3 guests. I wanted to paint a picture of the fact that it does not matter what family background you come from. It does not matter what social class you come from, because again, it's about the predator.
Right.
It's not about the victim. It's a predator who chooses their victims based on their need for satisfaction.
Wow, thank you. Well, Corey George, thank you for giving us your insight and for sharing your very personal journey. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We Speak will be right back. Thank you.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to We Speak. Last season, we did a show called Pop Quiz, where we touched on the different aspects of social media. For this episode of We Speak, I want to get more specific about some things that appear on social media. Basically, open up a dialogue about things that should appear and the things that definitely should not appear, in the words of our executive producer. Recently, there was a video that was posted on Facebook, and I'm going to be very specific and very graphic right now, so brace yourself. In this video clip, there was a guy lying in a ditch with what appeared to be a bloody shirt draped over his face. There was a man with a camera approaching him, speaking in Spanish. As the guy with the camera removed the t-shirt away from the man's face, it appeared he had just awakened him. And then all of a sudden, the Spanish guy pulls out a gun and seconds later shoots the man in his face, and his face explodes on Facebook. Can you imagine something like that happening?
No.
Wow.
I'm like, how did I miss this?
Yeah, I'm glad I missed it.
It's like...
You're like, inbox me that, please.
No, it's not even that. I just, how did this go unnoticed by me?
Well, actually, our executive producer, Tony Wesley, posted it in the We Speak Facebook page. And he sent all of us a text.
Oh.
I guess you all were busy. And
someone getting their face shot?
And I'm
glad I missed that.
He said to look at it. And so I immediately looked at it because I figured he wants me to talk about it. I had no idea I was going to see what I saw.
That message, okay.
That
Yes.
message.
So what did it look like to you?
To me, it looked like how I said it, graphic. The guy pointed a gun in the person's face and just shot him, and his face exploded. And so then I started calling.
Was it real?
It was real. And I started calling friends saying, you guys need to look at it. But within 15 minutes,
They took it down.
they took it down.
Oh.
But the point I think Tony was getting to was,
That's why we missed it.
when you on Facebook now, when items feed through Facebook, people can post videos, and you don't have the ability to like stop it. If you go past it, it's running.
Yeah.
And it's already,
Yeah.
playing. So something like that, it just caught you off guard. I didn't think he was going to shoot his face off, even though Tony said he did. But I.
So you think the producer's a liar? You told me he was going to shoot his face off, but I really think it was going to happen.
It's one of those things that you hear, but you can't really
Until you see
until
it.
you see it.
I'm glad I didn't see it.
Well, I mean, it brings up the point, does Facebook or any of these other social media sites, are they filtering what they're putting on Facebook, or is it some kind of freedom of speech or something that allows people to do
It's difficult to manage that
This is real time.
when you are taking video feed and uploading it directly to Facebook. And you're not going through like YouTube or Vimeo where they have there's a bit more regulation with what they post, what people can put on there. So when you upload your video to Facebook, and if it's graphic in nature, then there's going to be a lag in how soon that's taken down. So people can post anything.
Yeah, and it'll be because I think somebody has to report these
Exactly.
news,
Exactly.
and then it goes because it's real time. It uploads
Yeah.
immediately.
So that's why I miss everything, because I tend to watch things
See, you're late. You got to
hours and hours after. So 15 minutes, that's a small window.
That's why
for
you
me.
missed that video.
You're right.
Well,
I was fasting.
what is the purpose? if you upload a video to Facebook, it doesn't automatically show that video. It doesn't show it immediately. It goes through a process where it says we are processing.
That's just the upload time.
Yeah,
it
it
has
goes
no-
on
There's
immediately.
no actual like.
That's
It
your
goes
slow.
up immediately.
That's your slow internet connection. That's your dial-up. That's your dial-up
AOL.
on your computer.
Dial-up.
Ooh, I do have AOL, but go ahead.
You know
Okay.
That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother.
Does it even exist?
And I paid for it.
Oh.
I know. Audience, all my friends watching this know I still have Facebook. I'm trying to get rid of it.
You mean AOL?
I mean AOL. They are support groups for me. I just haven't joined one right now.
You would be the only one in
I'd be
it.
the only one now.
Clearly.
Okay. There was also another occasion on Facebook where our executive producer's news feed showed a video of two guys who were speaking very specifically about their sexual experiences. Extremely specific about their sexual experiences, I say. I'll just leave it at that. And on the third stream, there was an occasion where someone had posted a very visible photograph of two individuals, shall I say, experiencing each other in the front seat of a car. I just want to know. Again,
That's so ambiguous.
Gosh,
how,
it is one crazy news feed.
well, I want to
Just
know,
thinking about it. Sorry.
first of all, is that something that you want to see?
Not when I'm scrolling through Facebook and I'm walking through the mall and I'm scrolling through. That's not really what I want to see. That's not what I want Facebook for.
Well, that's what social media has seemed to have come to these days. People posting whatever they want to get a reaction.
Absolutely.
But I think that Facebook and all these other social media sites aren't doing what they need to do to
Kind of police it.
police it or keep it from happening. But if you say something about guns or killing, you might have a cop at your house.
But here's the thing, though. I think that Facebook is a community. And I feel like you, as a person in the community, you have to also protect the community that you live in. So it's up to you to report that. Or it's up to you to unfollow the people that are posting those. Like, if I see someone post a fight video, like, you're immediately deleted. Because I just don't want to see it. Like, I don't want that type of energy in my news feed. I want positive stuff. So that's why I keep positive people on my news feed. So if I don't want to see it, then I delete it.
But news feeds aren't only from people that you know, correct?
Is it
It
people
is
that you know who you know?
It's only from your friends or
Well,
people.
I want
if you have
some
a
people
private
that you,
thing.
that you
Right.
add, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, even if I didn't know all of you, I could still add you, obviously, because, you know, maybe you're cute. I don't know. But
I think you're just gonna delete it if you post the fight picture.
exactly, but you will be deleted
video.
after that. So it's kind of like, again, I think it's up to the community to police and not necessarily the Facebook police to police. Because who knows at what point they're going to start, you know, regulating what you can post.
Sounds like a new civic association. So the Facebook neighborhood club, the Facebook
I mean,
Neighborhood Association Club. You should
it's-
start it. I swear you should start it.
It's kind of like that, though. You
well,
know,
aren't there like privacy or settings that you could put on? And I haven't checked all the settings out there.
You're giving away free ideas.
now if
You're giving away free ideas.
if you wanted to post some sort of video that was like that, then you could just make it so that only certain people can see it.
Did you say some sorted video?
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's not happening, I think, and that's what
Not on AOL.
It would take him so long to upload that video.
But I think
it'll never get on.
that's what our executive producer wants us to kind of talk about, and that's where he's coming from. It's not happening on Facebook, and so we're just getting this stuff thrown at us without having a way to prevent it from happening.
There's people in other age groups that probably don't mind this happening. Let's be clear.
And then we're in
The younger people.
And then we're in an age and a generation where we're trying to say and do things to get people to watch us, follow us, to get to this
Likes.
very likable mark, you know, so that you're recognized. That's the big trend that I see going on. So whatever you're doing to gain the attention of everyone else so they can pass it around and talk about it. And you get more hits, more views, more whatever. And it raises to, I have no idea, because
It just keeps going further and further, I think.
Well, what point do you think there's to posting this type of footage on social media? What is there a point that, I mean, I said earlier that, you know, people are looking for reaction.
Well, when people post more provocative things, you get more likes and you get more followers and more comments, and then they become social media. They get social media fame. So that could be one reason that they want the attention. So they get more popularity.
And we live in a society where people like to see that sorted type of stuff. The people on our panel, we may not like it.
They want to see really
People
gory,
wanna
nasty
see the
things.
raw
Absolutely.
stuff and more reality and less fake TV, movies where it's fake blood and it's fake shootings. They prefer. The minute they start broadcasting like executions, people are going to be happy. I think they could do that pay-per-view.
And I have to tell you,
pay-per-view
I'd be happy.
execution.
I'd be happy to see it. I'm intrigued by anything like that. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I am. I'm intrigued by. I feel like I'm missing something when you blur.
I guess they
We're
could
letting our
I get mad when they
about
blur
this
stuff
too.
out. I mean, I just really want to try to sort of like reenact and find out what happened before. Why is it like this? I even go as far as like when there's a body down, this guy put on these shoes and these pants, and they had no idea that this was going to be it for them. So I kind of go back. It's kind of weird, but when they start doing reality, I love reality. That's all I can say.
Well, I'm not surprised that you feel that way.
Well, thank you.
No, because you're the reason that that the news is the way that it is.
People want to say that.
Because I have friends who are news anchors, and I've asked them before why it should be called the bad news. Because
Right,
there's never anything
absolutely.
good on.
You're
So
right.
why do you guys
Leads.
why do you guys always show the bad stuff? And do you know what they say? Because it doesn't sell. The good stuff doesn't
No, it
sell.
doesn't.
The bad stuff is what people want. People want to be voyeurs and they want to hear about the gory,
Absolutely.
bad
You're right.
things
You're
happening.
right. It's unfortunate, but
So,
there are a lot of people
that's
like
the
that.
audience.
I know. I can't even watch the news. It's like I don't
You
like.
want to pay-per-view.
No, I don't want to see that.
televised
I don't want to
execution.
see all this. Like I need this. I see good stuff. Show me the good stuff.
I'm gonna
I'm
start
probably
taking
the
my phone and
1%
posting
that wants to
stuff
see the
on
good
Facebook.
So
stuff.
Disney Channel for
Only
you.
the good stuff you want to see?
Nickelodeon.
I mean, I just feel like you have to create your own reality. You know what I'm saying? And my reality, I live
For
in
your
this-
own fantasy.
Exactly. This nice little bubble where things are amazing, and I want it to stay like that.
You don't live in that reality. You live in that
Richie.
fantasy. Right?
Well, I'm the type. I'll tell you right
Richie's
now.
the
If
king of
I hear
utopian
helicopter or I hear a lot of sirens, I'm going to
You
the scene.
run in that
I'm
direction.
headed to
You're
that
not.
direction.
You're gonna go right to it.
So speaking
I
of
do.
which, did you see Nightcrawler? That Jake Gyllenhaal movie?
No, that's the next show.
It's Nightcrawler. That's what it's about.
What people looking at things that like I'm comparing what you're saying to Bobby and Whitney's television show, but are you saying
no.
train wrecks, or do you like going toward?
No, he means like actual things. Like he likes.
Action.
No,
like
the
he-
actual
I bet you
train
love
wreck.
First 48.
I love
Oh!
this is my favorite show.
See?
So if I hear like several shots in a row, as opposed to everybody ducking and running, I'm the type that's gonna get out and go see what's
That's
going
not
on.
indicative of your skin
Okay,
tone.
so if we ever do a road trip, you can't drive.
Well, I say that all the time. I want to go
No,
to Florida. I want to go to.
Rubbernecker.
I don't know if I can say this, but I want to go to Little
Okay,
Haiti and Little
We don't
Havana
want
and
to.
all those places
You've
where
got to
these.
see Nightcrawler. It's like the
I
purpose
must
of it
then.
is he was like a videographer of some sort, but whenever there was a crime or something happened, he would rush to the scene to get the footage to give to the news channels. But he
You're like
had a
Twister.
different point of view, that he wanted to see everything from a dark perspective. So when people were standing back, he's inside the close quarters of the
Did he
dead
ever get
body,
hurt?
and he was no.
That's not
and
how
he
he
would
died?
like zoom in on what the video you saw.
So you're the
guy
type,
getting shot.
like
So-
in Twister, you would go running towards that tornado?
No, not a tornado, but I want to be
that's not crime.
in sight.
But you hear-
no, but that's action as well.
You hear
So
shooting and you go out to see who
no,
did
I'm
it?
gonna be honest. When the thunder and lightning, when we have these tornadoes and we have tornado parties or whatever, I'm outside. When everybody's
It's a
I'm
tornado
outside
party.
video, and I actually have a video
I'm so
where
disturbed.
What
Well,
tornado party?
I think I
we have
think you
Twister
should
parties.
record some of
This
your
is called
experiences
Death
and
Wish.
put them on Facebook
I will.
and see how far it goes.
I have one.
I think you should do that. Look
You
for
should carry a
Ernest's.
camera around with you.
You
all
really
the time.
should.
Yeah.
Maybe is that one calling dead people?
Okay, I'm not saying,
Night
but
crawler, see it.
but in a conversation with Tony about this show, he told me that he actually reported some of the pics to Facebook, and they were in fact removed quickly. So, is this something that you've ever done? Would you do that if something came across?
Snitch.
Yeah, oh, you said snitch.
Snitch.
Is someone offensive? Well, here's what's funny. What happened to me last week? Some of you guys might have seen it. I posted a nude picture of myself. It was not. It was a
What?
I didn't
Hold
see
on.
that.
You guys must let me
Just
know about
listen.
these things.
Let me hear me out. It was a tasteful nude. It was in my calendar for
Oh, yeah, I
laying
saw
on
that.
plexiglass. For all the everything was covered.
Yeah,
you
For
can't
all
really
you
see
guys
anything.
know, I
I
had
did.
on a swimsuit.
I
For
did.
all you
I
knew,
saw it. I
because
saw
there
it.
was no boob showing. My
Yes.
hair was covered. You could even see where the line of a swimsuit would be. I was naked. But the point is, I posted the picture, and it got like over 200 and something likes and all these comments and all positive comments. But then Facebook informed me that someone had reported my picture, and they investigated, and they didn't see a problem with it. So they left it up there.
Nice.
See?
See those
You
haters?
went
That's
up
all
and
it is.
down.
Facebook
Snitch.
lives.
You see how the system worked?
But it wasn't gory. Like, I wasn't showing like nipple and crack. Like, I was showing like just, like.
Well, that's because you got a great body. Now,
Well-
And
no,
it was
no.
it was a tasteful
had it not
photo.
been a good body,
Well, for all of you,
they would have taken that thing down.
for all of you who are watching us today, go to our We Speak page on Facebook. Raleigh's picture is there, and it will show you
It's
how to
honestly-
do a
it's from my calendar. It's
tasteful
hanging in people's
picture from her
house right
calendar.
now.
Please go. Please go. Okay, although we've talked about some of the postings on social media that have made our mouths drop, how would you explain on Facebook the choices that some families and friends have made by airing their dirty laundry online? Not to mention people posting fist fights that they've had with their families that have gone viral.
I delete them too, actually.
But what would make someone do that?
Friends, family, everyone's at risk. I just feel like for me personally, like I would just never, like I feel like go talk to someone about this problem.
That's
like
what they're
don't
doing
talk
on
to
Facebook,
Facebook
because people
face your
answer.
problems.
They
Don't
answer.
Facebook it. You
They
know what I
answer.
mean?
Well, I know
But I think some people see it as like a therapy
It's
for
not.
them.
It's not therapy.
it
I
has
don't think it's
become
therapy.
that.
Because you know
has
what
become
it
that.
is? Because this is what happens. You post a woe is me post, and then all your friends and family send you like little quotations, like little things, and they send you like encouragement or scriptures from the Bible and all kinds of little things to encourage you. So some people see it as therapy. They want to put their problems out and
All their
see
friends
what-
except you.
But not Facebook.
Please
But not
don't
on
listen to me.
Facebook. There's what is it? World Star Hip. World. Am I saying right? World Star Hip Hop. That's where you can get all the action. You can see all the fights. You can see everything you pretty much want to see. I think it should be limitations as to where it goes. Facebook is more like a family thing where almost anybody, there's no limitations to it. Anyone can get to it. So I think posting violent things like fights, I've never been, I'm against that. There you go, right? It's something I'm against.
Well, but
Fighting
have
on,
any of you ever had-
I don't condone that at all.
Have you ever had a confrontation with anybody on Facebook?
No.
I mean, no. You've never had a confrontation.
I'm not
with any-
going
I
to
have.
argue with you online. I'm not going to do it. I just feel like, I guess I grew up in the country. So, like, if you were going to fight, you're just going to fight. We're not going to do a
Right.
whole lot of talking.
Right.
So, all of this talking that we're doing online is not.
In front of everybody.
Because they call them social media thugs. Those
Social
people that
media
hide behind their social media and they want to get into arguments with people, stuff that they would never say in front of that
Absolutely.
person.
Never.
Because
Right.
they get punched in the face. But they could say it on their because they're behind the screen of their computer or their phone. so they feel more comfortable to be, to
That
just
would get my
flex and be a
adrenaline going.
thug.
That would
Well,
work
but
for me.
I've had a family member who has posted something on Facebook that I didn't think should have been posted on Facebook to the world, and it was an issue that they had with family, and
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I immediately checked them on Facebook.
In the comment?
I checked them.
no.
I know, but my
You're gonna find yourself deleted from his
my,
page.
my checking was, please do not post your personal issues or
I
concerns.
think I
Airing
saw
family
that.
I said, please don't do that.
I think I saw that.
I said, please don't do that.
Did you know
Because
this person?
It's my family member.
I
And I
Airing
thought-
your dirty laundry, the family business.
But you may have seen other posts where people have posted something on my Facebook, and I've told them, I will check you. I will take you off my Facebook if you can't respect.
Yeah, I've seen you. I've seen your comments, and I always envision you there with a ruler. Like, I'm gonna pat your hand because you do it in such a diplomatic way, and it's just such a cordial nudge. Like, you better not. You're so nice.
Well, I'm old school, and we learn how to read, in a different way. We don't have to. We're not going to. You don't have to hit. You can do it with words. But I think people should respect other people on Facebook, especially. No one knows who you have on your Facebook page. No one knows, and so when they or you. So when they post things on your Facebook, they should be very respectful. They shouldn't just come out and say things. I don't care.
So they didn't post it on their page. They posted this comment on your page.
On my page, to everybody.
Oh, well, see, that's where you see American
Delete 'em.
Online.
Like-
AOL.
Delete 'em.
I'm gonna teach you something.
I don't even address negative comments.
No,
Just
no.
delete it.
Here's the
There's no
problem.
need to.
All he has to
Yeah.
do is change his settings. You cannot post something on my page
Until
unless
you
I let
agree,
you post
yeah.
it.
It's my family. It was my family
So,
in this case.
it
In
still
this
should-
case, but I don't think it was meant to be.
No one is
I
safe.
honestly don't
one's
think that it
safe.
was meant to be as evil as it came or as bad as it came across. But when you're used to doing it, you don't really see it, and you do it until someone says, "Stop that." Don't do that. And I was the person that said, "Stop that. Don't do that." So you guys are telling me that you've never addressed a personal issue online with anyone.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say who it was. I have a family member.
Be careful, because they're all watching.
Yeah, I'm like,
I know
yeah.
you're
I'm
watching
saying
me.
I have a family member who does it, and I'm so bad at the pronoun game. He always says like crazy stuff. Nobody has my back. Everybody hates me. The only person in this family that I'm cool with is this person. And I'm like, really, dude? Really? And he comes across as such an angry person. And then he'll just say, I hate all women. All women, if you look like this, don't hit me up. And it's just crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but that's what your mama looks like. Hey,
See?
that's what your sister looks like.
You know what to do.
And I'm delete it.
Delete.
It's just so sad, but kind of like Riley said, I think he's looking for attention.
Right.
And the whole woe
Right.
is me works, and
Right.
some women
Right.
actually like it and think it's attractive, and they comment, and it makes him feel good and warm and fuzzy on the inside.
So
See, he's learned now that this is all he needs to do when he wants attention.
Exactly. So I was going to say, so how was it resolved? So in a way, you have to. I think it's good. People don't know what they don't know. To me, I think and so sometimes you have to show them, and sometimes you can't physically show them. You have to type it. I guess that is showing them, in a way.
Yeah.
But you have to tell them because they don't know, and when they're used to doing it or communicating with people that way, it becomes comfortable for them and easy for them to just do it, but it doesn't make it right.
If that's a way of expressing yourself, there's got to be great. I mean, that's why I'm touch and go when it comes to social media. I think when I check my timeline, I see things like that really irritate me at McDonald's, here, there. I mean, I have friends that need to let you know everywhere that they are at every given. That irritates me to no
So
end.
most people that know me very well, I don't like for people to know where I am at that particular moment.
Right.
So that whole thing on Facebook, like even on Instagram, if I take a picture, I hardly ever take a real-time picture.
Okay.
I will take a picture like tonight and then post it tomorrow morning. you know, and say this is where I was. But I don't like for
Right,
people to know where I
right.
am
Past
at that.
tense.
at
I don't
that point,
understand
you know?
that. I just
Because
don't.
you have
get that.
fans and stalkers.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
people will I've been at dinner with a group of friends, and they will do that check-in thing on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't.
He's like, I did it.
Oh, you do?
I want to check you in right now.
Like guilty.
Well, I don't know.
Look
I
at
just
my
don't
face.
understand
There's a
it. I just don't
process for
understand
that.
it.
Look
You
at my
should
face.
always
I
ask.
can't stand that. I've been sitting at dinner like, oh yeah, I just checked the center. Like, you did what?
Like, can I tag you on this
someone's gonna
check-in?
come
Yeah,
here.
that's what they should
And
do,
it's
'cause you
happened
never know
before where
who's
someone's
out
like, oh my
cheating on
God,
their
I saw that you were
spouse or
there. I
something,
almost
you
showed
know.
up. No,
That's the
I don't want
etiquette.
you knowing where I am. I don't feel like. Why do we live in this age where people feel like they need to tell everybody what they're doing at every single moment, or where people just need to know? I don't want people to know where I am every single moment. Like, I don't want you to know I just went to Walmart or I just went to Red Lobster to eat. Like, that's not your business, you know.
But
And I don't want you showing up unannounced either, you know.
This is like a
Ask
friend of
for
mine.
picture.
His father passed away, and he went away. Now we can understand you're hitting the road, you're going there, you're stopping. I'm leaving, going to the funeral, getting on the road now. We're about to stop and get some sleep. About to hit the road. That's just way too much information. I mean, that's.
Well,
I want to buy him a ticket so he can say I'm at the airport and I've just arrived. I mean, anything in between is really not my information unless it's an emergency stop.
I know that there is a way to do this. You have the people on social media. We were talking about the feed. People who feel like they need to share everything.
Overshares.
Everything that they hear, they want to share it, and they don't share it with specific people. They just share it.
You
And
talking
so-
about my mom?
I ain't talking about your mom.
My mom has the most amazing Facebook page. She has like 1 million followers, and she has segments. Yeah, you guys are. Yeah, it's
She has her
true.
own talk show.
She has her own talk show on Facebook. So
That
she'll
doesn't
do a
surprise me.
politically speaking. She'll do a health watch. She'll do celebrities' birthdays. She's got actual segments that people look forward.
Oh my God.
To
I want to
see.
follow her.
I want to
She
follow
sounds-
her too.
I want to
that's
follow your
hot.
mom.
That's
I want to follow your mom. Well, speaking of people being followed, a few weeks ago we talked on the show about a reporter from Univision who was fired for making a derogatory comment about our beautiful First Lady Michelle Obama. Recently, a female reporter from ESPN by the name of Britt McHenry was caught on tape berating an employee at a towing company that she was clearly having an issue with. She was recorded. The employee told her, "I'm recording you." She was recorded saying things to the female employee like, "I'm in the news, sweetheart. I will blank sue you. I'll sue this place. That's why I have a degree and you don't. I wouldn't work in a slum bag place like this with no education, no skill set. Oh, like your look is stunning because I'm on television and you're not. You're in this blanking trailer." Right.
Okay.
She totally went there. Now, the flip side is we don't know how she was being provoked by that
Now I'm
person.
reading the rest of the prompter.
Hold on. One of the things she said, "I'm on television. You're in a blanket trailer, honey." And then she says, "Lose some weight, baby girl."
No, but she
Diva
said
syndrome.
She said something about. She said something about
toothless.
She called the towing person toothless. She went all the way there. But to date, she has only received a 1-week suspension for her comments. Do you think she should have been fired as well?
For what?
Was this
She was
live
not
on the
on
air?
camera.
She was
Listen,
not
she
on camera. This is
she
her
wasn't at
private
work.
time.
She was
She was not reporting the news.
Listen, everybody's had a moment.
Her car got
Right.
towed.
I want to appeal
okay,
the
come on
week.
now.
I want to appeal her
Should've
being
put a card
suspended
out.
for a week.
Her car got
Yeah,
towed.
I
don't
agree,
think
I agree,
It's
I
her
agree.
personal life. That
It's her
shouldn't-
personal life,
She
absolutely.
wasn't on the job doing anything that, she
But-
wasn't reporting.
I want to go back to a couple of episodes with all of us sitting here saying that when you're in a celebrity status, you have to be careful of what
You
you
do.
say
Absolutely true.
and how you say
do.
it. Okay. Okay. Clearly, see, I mean,
I don't think she's right for doing
She's
that,
just
but I
mean
still
girl
think it
and
has
very
nothing to do with
upset
her
because
job.
of what happened.
It has nothing to do with her job. She was in a personal situation with a top knot.
She should be embarrassed, if anything,
I mean,
as
it's-
opposed
Yeah,
to
it's
being
probably
suspended.
embarrassing. Oh, she
Right.
works for Disney. I thought he said ESPN.
ESPN owns Disney.
You know, that's different.
So, well, and the only probably one. I mean, yeah, be it that she shouldn't have put the girl down like that the way she did or whatever, but they probably came across as harsh as they did because she works for Disney. You know what I'm saying? She's, you know, she has a very high profile job.
Because she's a reporter.
But
in
it
the
still
public eye.
was, and some people found it funny. Some people found it like,
Okay.
But thank you so much, Tony. No, thank you. Thank
I don't
you.
find
This
it
is We
funny.
Speak, and you guys have your opinion, and that's what this show is about. So if that's what if you want to say it that way, then we'll put it out like that.
You know, you do say at the beginning that what we say doesn't necessarily
Yes, it does not
express.
reflect Red Bull Media or.
Put that up on the screen right now. That's
So-
what we're saying.
so you mean, excuse me, Sister Patriel, you you have like the whole atmosphere was like, we're like this. So we
We were dying.
we were-
I was,
You were in the
no, I'll tell y'all.
You're in
Hold
the
on.
drunk
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you why I was laughing so hard, because I read what he didn't say. The prompter went up and she said something about a toothless something, and I read that, and this while he was reading that one and it was going up, I said, "That's just a toothless," and I went off laughing. I shouldn't be reading the prompter.
Okay.
Okay, so
So how do you want to do that?
so
Do you want to take it right from the beginning, or do you just want to leave it the way it is?
no,
Yeah.
well,
I thought the beginning was authentic.
Oh, the beginning was authentic.
I still feel like it had nothing to do with her job.
Yeah, I agree.
And
And I still don't think she
if
should
you
have gotten
drive
a
a
week
car
off.
and you've ever driven one and you've been towed,
It does
you
make you
are
feel like
pissed
that.
off.
Yes, you are.
Well, and it's not like she said anything racial or anything just that showed a bad character. It just
She
showed
did
that
talk
she
down
was
to
a
her, but
B.
it was
Now we don't know what the woman was saying to her to initiate this type of response from her. Do you think that's reason enough for this celebrity news anchor to have insulted this woman the way she did?
We also don't know if the woman was videotaping her knowing who she was just to get a rouse out of her. You know what I mean? Could have said something and then once she got upset, start videotaping her. You know, just to get a rouse out of her, just because, you know, she knows she's famous and let's get another celebrity acting crazy.
The exposition, we have no idea what happened in the beginning. But ultimately, she was being a condescending B.
Yes.
And it happens often where people who have more education and more money talk down to other people. And it's rude and it's not nice. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've done it. And I think I've been places where I felt like people, and I would always say, you know, you filled out the application. I didn't. It's your job, and I expect you to do it. Don't get mad at me because you may not necessarily be working where you dreamed you would work.
But being towed already puts you in a awkward mood anyway. It already fires you up. If anybody's ever been towed, they know what it's like to go get your car out of that, and those people are not that nice. And even if they are, you're still pissed off
It's
that
stressful.
you got towed. And so, you know, you go off and, you know, it might have heightened her personality. Not saying that she's not normally like that. She might be, but it could have even provoked her even more, you know, for her personality to come out.
Well, like you guys said, we don't know what happened before. We don't know what happened, what she may have said, or her mannerism before she turned the camera on. The anchor, no disrespect, is she famous? I have no idea who she is.
She's pretty famous on ESPN.
And then, like I said, once again, my car was towed before, and now that I think about it, like you have said, some pretty demeaning things about your education, your looks, or whatever else I could find that could ease this great, huge bundle that's coming out of my pocket for no reason. To make myself feel better, I have to put you down, and unfortunately, that's kind of like how.
And if you're missing a tooth, just know.
It's open season.
Because I'm digging in
You're missing
my
a tooth
wallet.
and you in the trailer.
You're gonna find everything that you can find to get your point across.
Absolutely, because I'm thinking she just want my money to get a
Right,
tooth.
right.
But-
I'm just
Like,
mad.
do you
You're
feel
just
better about
mad.
yourself?
But as a news anchor person in this position, do they have to fill out or some type of
Ethics clause, I'm
ethics
sure.
clause
I'm
that says
sure.
you can't say this or that? You know, I
A
know
lot of
they can't
times
say
they
it
do.
on camera.
A lot of times
but
they,
which she was.
there are things that they can and can't do, and it just would reflect bad. Anything that would reflect bad on the station or the network,
Yeah.
they can't engage in. You know, and I'm sure they have a list of those types of things, and I'm pretty sure that was.
And one would have to believe that after a 1 week
Yeah.
suspension, you just can't suspend somebody.
Well, one of the problems that I had with Britt and the way she handled this was that she made it so personal. I mean, she, in her position, and I know we just talked about when you're angry that you'll just go for the gusto. Don't have like one eyebrow or something like that because I'm coming for you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go there just to get my point across. But she took this person. She used her popularity, her her beauty, all the things that's going on for her, to put this person down to get her point across. I mean, she talked about everything from her economic background to her being a lower class person to not having any type of education and working in that position. That was
And her appearance.
and her appearance.
It wasn't nice.
So-
But you've heard people say, don't you know who I am? You're not anybody. You know, it happens. That's the first thing they do.
It happens all the time.
No, you're right.
I was going to say, you've
Have
never
you ever
heard
said that?
Right.
They just have never said it to you.
Never said that. Oh my God.
I certainly have. Do you know who I am?
I've never.
But I'm
know
trying
who
to
I
think of
think
what
I am?
environment it was. Do you know who I am? I'm the owner of this house. You won't tell me. I mean, it's
right.
always,
It's always
whatever-
coming out that way.
Whatever yeah.
Well, do you think that ESPN's, firing her for 1 week was enough, or they should have done more, or they shouldn't have done anything?
I think it just depends on what the conditions are in her clause. I mean, if there's no condition and they're just going on what is, then they're wrong. However, if there are whatever you said, morale
Morality
issues, or,
clause.
there's some people who have to be on duty at all times when you step out in the public perception. If she's one of those and that's part of her clause, then she was wrong. Other than that, I'm going to hold my comments to myself.
Well, I can tell you.
Oh, since when did we do that?
Because I think she's right. I'm entertained by everything she said.
There are a lot of people on. There's a lot of people on social media that thought she was wrong, and that ESPN's reaction to
It's so odd
This.
that the clip only starts right there.
say that again.
It's so
Right.
odd that the
Because the
clip
girl
only
said, I'm
Absolutely.
going
starts
to start
right
recording. We
Because
don't know what
we
that
never know
girl
what
said.
happened
We don't know what
before
happened.
that. So now
That's
we're being a
unfair.
jury, but we don't know what happened before that. So I can't really knock her or say anything until we actually know, both
And
sides.
I guarantee you, at that moment, Britt was not thinking, I work for Disney, I better watch what I'm saying. She's probably thinking, I'm pissed off, you just pissed me off.
Absolutely.
And I'm just a human being right now with feelings who is pissed off. And that's pretty much it.
Who's pretty, who's smart, and who has a better job than you, and I'm just mad.
And more of an education.
And more than education.
And
I
all
have
my
teeth.
teeth.
well,
In a
ladies-
bigger room, not a trailer.
And looking back at it, I would probably bet that she probably doesn't feel good about seeing herself like that.
Right.
Well,
Right.
she doesn't feel good
'Cause
about
you're- when
everybody
you're in
else
that
seeing
moment,
herself
though.
like that.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
there's
Very
could be
good.
that too.
There could be
Yeah.
that
Very
too.
good,
But
very
when you're
good.
in that moment, like if you could go back and rewind and see a tape of yourself at your most pissed off moment,
Right.
Yeah.
then you're
You-
probably like,
you would
God, I
regret
shouldn't
it.
have said that. I really shouldn't have.
Maybe
Sometimes
shouldn't
I
have
think
said
I should have
anything
said
about
some
the
other
tooth.
things.
She's like, maybe I should say anything
Maybe I
about
shouldn't
the
have gone that
tooth.
far.
Well, maybe from this lesson, she'll learn how to park her car, so that it doesn't get towed.
That's the bigger lesson here.
That's the bigger lesson. But ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go to our favorite segment of the evening, I Speak, so that our panel can really put on the table something that they want to speak about. Who wants to go? I mean, I have an I Speak, but I seem to always go first, so I'm going to ask Richie because I know you have something that you want to say.
Okay, so this is going back to the Facebook thing. I am a big proponent of no one posting anything about your relationships on Facebook. Unless it's like, I just got married. Something like that. But I don't want to know that when you're...
It's complicated.
I don't want to see that.
You already
I
knew
don't want to see it. Like, what does that mean? And why do we need to know that?
Yeah.
Why do we all need to know that it's complicated between you and so-and-so?
See, you and I don't care. But there are those people
yeah,
that
I mean,
can't stand, that are nosy, that are just like, oh my God, you hear? They broke up, she got divorced, oh my God. And there are those people out there. So there's an audience for everything. But we don't care about it.
Delete.
Delete.
That's kind of just
Delete.
pop culture
Yeah.
because it was like we're together, we're not, and then the movies is complicated. I think they just added that like as an extra drop down or extra.
But I think
You
for
tell
some
me when you're
people-
getting married.
Yeah, but
That's
I think
all I
for
wanna
some
know.
people, what they have going
Single married.
on in their life,
Single married. That's it. Just single married.
Don't even say single, just say married.
So you don't hear problems in between. Today's a bad day. My blah. You don't hear any of that.
I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
Oh, well, see,
You can say, oh my God, today was a little bit of a rough day. I can handle that, right?
Right.
But what I can't handle is, oh my God, all men are dogs. And I know you're in a relationship. Come on now.
Okay.
That's
So this
just
is about
just-
your relationship, right?
Like, you keep that in your relationship.
I'm gonna now have to scroll back to see what type of posts you offer the world.
You can do that. I'm very
Is it just
consistent.
work?
I'm very consistent. I mean, I think I just post a lot of motivational things.
Yeah.
Like no. I'm
Or
not posting
pictures.
I'm not posting. It's
Selfies.
not all like like Bible quotes, but it is just stuff like
Affirmations and
just
So
happy
it's
good
like-
vibes.
so
You know what
it's
I'm
like
saying?
Mary
It's
Jane's
encouraging.
Mirror.
I say
you just
that.
have
It's
all
what?
the
It's encouraging.
affirmations.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say that if
it's
you looked at it, I feel like I want to be happy. I want other people to be happy too. So that's what I need to reflect to the world. So my Facebook is kind of upbeat.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna post, something negative. And I have posted, oh my God, today was a rough day.
Yeah.
But thanks to so and so.
See?
See,
I find myself posting food. I think if people who didn't know me, they would swear I was like an 800-pound woman.
No, see, I can get with
because
that.
I post food. I love food. I'm a foodie. I go to
Do
a
you
great
take a picture
restaurant.
of everything you eat?
Not everything, just the stuff that's really good that I think other people should try.
Do you cook it or do you just take a
That's
picture of
good.
it?
Because there are
Both.
people who take pictures of their food that should not. If everything on your plate tastes good but it's all brown, it's not pretty. It's not pretty.
It's got to be
pretty. It's not
visually
pretty.
appealing.
It's not pretty.
You might be
Nice.
for
Posting
case in
brown
point.
food.
Someone posted a picture of themselves eating like, oh, I'm about to have this gumbo. Now we all know gumbo, most part, is usually really good, right? And it probably was like the
not
best
cute.
gumbo ever.
It look-
But it's not really that pretty.
Yeah, gumbo's not pretty.
well, see, I see an opportunity here for someone to come
Looks
out
like
with
throw
with a social media or
Etiquette
a
book?
Facebook etiquette book, and I mean.
Oh
I
my
bet
God,
you
I
there
would
is
I
so
said
do
it first.
that.
You should do it.
I would do that.
I think someone should. This is an opportunity
It's going to be too strict. If you do it, it's
listen.
too strict.
Because
I don't even,
No,
like, your
I
Facebook, you're
think,
strickety.
you know, people-
It's like strickety.
I'm really
Facebook
not.
strictness.
He'd be
I'm really
good. I
not.
think
It's
he'd be
just
good.
that it's.
You know what I'm going to do now? I'm now going to think for ways to see if you'll delete me, because I know you won't.
Oh.
So I'm going to start posting stuff to see if you'll delete me. He won't
I
delete
just
me.
think it reflects the person's personality. Like, if you're a passive-aggressive person, you're probably going to post passive-aggressive
You
things.
think what you post reflects your personality?
I
Absolutely.
think to a
So
certain
I
extent.
only
Absolutely.
post pictures. I rarely type in.
Well, you're so vain.
okay, you still.
So that's
I mean,
terrible.
yes, but we know
All
this
right.
about you, and we love you
No,
anyway.
because this girl went, speaking of what we were talking about earlier, where this girl went off on me. Like, everyone had all these positive comments, and this girl basically was like, this is the most conceited girl in the entire world. And then I went off on her.
Okay, so she has
And
had
then
a
I deleted
confrontation
her.
on
I
Facebook.
didn't want to talk about
She
it.
said she did.
So what is your I speak for this week, Miss Shayna?
Oh, let's see. Okay, so I'm looking at all the commercials now, and everything now is about Mother's Day. And I feel like there should be a non-Mother's Day also
For people who made the choice.
for people who made the choice.
A non.
A non-Mother's
Mother's
Day,
Day.
a non-Mother's Mother's Day.
A
I think all women should be celebrated at some point. And I hate having to get so many gifts for so many people, and all I get is my birthday. Mother's Day, I got a gift. Father's Day, I got a gift.
You just got married.
It's like, okay, so what
What'd
did
you
I
get?
Nothing for Mother's Day.
Well, quite frankly,
But you got presents for getting
we
married.
don't need
I've
another
got Lola.
holiday.
I've got Lola, and I'm her mom, and I take care of her. She's my puppy baby.
Okay.
I feel like I take
Okay.
care of a lot of
Okay.
people
Okay.
every
You
day.
are motherly. but
I'm
you're not a
motherly, and
mother.
just because I'm a nullipara and I've never had a baby of my own, I don't feel like I should miss out. So I'm a bit bitter about
So
it.
what are you going to do on Mother's Day?
Something motherly.
I think you should.
I think you should.
But I want other people.
And we will all send you a Happy Mother's Day text.
I don't want that. I don't want that because that's like a group text. Everybody gets Happy Mother's Day
Well,
text.
what do you want?
I want a gift. I want a Mother's Day gift. I want flowers. I want candy. I want somebody to give me a massage. They get those massage
I'm going to
gifts
find
are
you
really
the
good.
biggest, most obnoxious, ugly ass balloon.
Can someone please contact her
No
husband
such
and
thing. It can never be too
restrict
big.
instructions on
It
what
can
to
never be
give
too
her?
obnoxious.
I bet you there are a lot of women out there that feel the same way that you do, honestly. That they're being left out.
Because what about women who can't have kids?
Hi.
Right, exactly.
Hello.
Right,
See?
exactly.
Well, I don't
Don't
want
you
Exactly.
feel some kind
to add
of
to
way?
that, but
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, who gets left out more than fathers on Father's Day? Mothers are
But
always
they have a
recognized.
day, whether they get left out or not. They have a day.
A day to get ties and
No, fathers
aftershave and socks. Yeah, I mean,
fathers get treated pretty well, but they don't have a fatherless day. You don't have a fatherless day. That's her point. She wants a motherless holiday.
Yeah.
So-
Because there are so many women who probably won't have the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you could have a mother like mine who she's just like, you're not a woman until you have a baby.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, so I'm not really a woman.
So
I'm
what
not.
the issue is not the day, it's that someone said that to you.
Well, it's the whole concept.
That you're not a mother.
For a lot of women who.
Did you buy the concept that you're not a
That's
woman
so
until you have a
garbage.
baby?
No,
Okay, I didn't think you're stronger
I can't
than
say
that.
that word. 'Cause that's what makes me a woman. So, I mean, yeah, I got these. I'm a woman. So it's just, no, but I think that there are a lot of women who can't have children.
Right.
And that's just the day that ends up being so sad for them.
Right. And lost.
And they're lost in it.
I like that. Well, I have an I speak. I don't always drive. I tend to take Metro every now and then. And my I speak is, if I'm sitting on Metro going somewhere and I'm sitting next to the window and someone sits beside me and I decide to get up and the person says, oh, I'm not getting off at that stop. No, the person says, I'm getting off at the next stop too. And I look at them and I say, well, I don't remember having a conversation about where we were going.
Like, I want to get up now.
I want to get up now.
Oh, so they want you to wait.
That can change my whole mood. I could be the happiest gospel singing person in the world, but when I say I want to get up and someone says to me, oh, I'm getting off at the next stop, I don't care if you're going to China.
Don't
or
have a
Metro.
break.
Point is,
You need to let me up. My I speak is, let me up out of this seat. I'm 225 pounds, and if I look at you, I want to get up. If I ask you, excuse me,
Do you know who I am?
I don't go there.
do you just like sitting by the window or something?
I don't go there, huh?
Do you just like sitting by the window? Is that
that's-
just
I'm sitting by the window.
No,
and
do
I'm
you always like to sit? Because when I ride the Metro, I sit in the aisle. I sit by the
'Cause you wanna
door.
manage
I need
the
my
room.
leg room.
You wanna
And if you
manage
want
the
to sit by me, you're great. But you're not sitting to,
I
compromise me
honestly-
to a position where I need to ask you to do anything. To
I
get
don't
up.
have a specific.
like
I don't
control
have a
freak.
specific
I knew you was gonna
area
say that.
that I sit in, and I like talking to people sometimes. But I also like sitting next to where the sun can shine or
On
come
me.
in on me. So if I choose to sit next to a window and someone sits next to me, that's fine. But when I want to get up, don't say to me, "Oh, I'm getting off at the next stop too," and sits there, because that's annoying to me. That's my I speak this week, because it happened this week.
So how about you sit there and you just say, can I get a window seat? Don't want nobody next to me. I could see myself doing that. I don't ride the Metro, but
Or on the Metro,
I
just
would
don't
rather
give that
sit
friendly
next to
vibe.
me.
Because when I sit
Be
down,
the
people
crazy
don't sit.
lady on the Metro.
And
It
no
doesn't
one
matter
will sit
how I'm
next
dressed.
to me.
People don't sit
That's
next to
true.
me, and I love it.
Oh, I get
love it.
You look
everybody.
intimidating, so no one wants to sit next to you.
I guess. And it
That's
doesn't bother
great.
me at all.
I get the people who want to sit next to me, so I do.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Well,
How
right when
about
they
you?
get ready to sit
Tell
next
us
to you, you just
more.
look real pissed.
I know I don't want to do that, because that's
Next
really,
to me.
you know, I'm a
'Cause you'll
happy
feed into a
man.
stereotype.
I'm feed into, yeah.
So what do you say when they say that to you? I'm getting off at the next stop. What do you say?
I don't recall having that conversation with
Oh, you
Oh,
say
so
that
then you
to
turn
them?
into that man.
You say it? I'm thinking you were thinking
Wow.
No,
I didn't ask you where you were going.
I didn't
Get
ask
up,
you where
woman.
you were going.
that.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Excuse me.
That's boss.
You might get a job with ESPN.
You sound like me.
With that kind of behavior.
That's boss.
You can get a
I don't
Disney job
think
with
I'm
that
being.
behavior.
You think I'm being mean? Cause
That's mean. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong for it.
no,
'cause
but do you
know
think
all
I'm being
about
mean
it.
seriously? Because
That's a mean
this is we
response.
I
You know what,
speak.
though?
So
I
you
think
tell
that
a
riding
mean
Metro
response.
drives you to that point.
My answer would be if
Like,
someone
it's
said
the
that to me,
Metro
I
in
would
New
be
York?
like, and your point is? I don't
That's
care whether you're getting off.
See?
Your point is?
That's the same.
Excuse me.
That was my same.
And I said that before I drove
my
them in the
same
middle.
thing.
That's
My
not-
same
that
gesture,
was a
but I
joke.
just use different words. That's the same thing.
Right. Or. Oh, okay, that's great, but I like to get up now.
Lessons in what to say on the
I
Metro.
mean,
What's your I speak, Riley?
My
I'm
speak
done.
is sweet and simple and quick. It's my birthday. That's all.
Happy birthday! It is a
Happy
birthday. It's a
birthday.
birthday. It's a birthday.
34.
Happy
Okay.
birthday!
Okay, so I'll use your I speak time on your birthday.
Okay.
Do you like people singing the Martin Luther King Stevie Wonder version of Happy Birthday
The
to
happy
you?
birthday.
Yes.
No.
See?
Can't
Me
But let
stand
me
it.
tell you
Can't
why.
stand it.
hate
I
it.
can't stand it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was for Martin. It wasn't for us.
Yeah. No, I don't like it.
I just like the melody.
I don't really like people singing Happy Birthday
I
to
know.
me. Period.
I agree.
Like a group of people. I don't like that. I don't like when, if say we were at a restaurant and then you told them it was my birthday and they bring out the
I
cake and
love
they
that.
all sing Happy Birthday.
I just like it when
That
they
is
do it
the
to
most
someone else.
Embarrassing. Exactly.
Right.
So embarrassing. But I don't mind if one person, like usually at my birthday party, one person sings
Who can
Happy
sing,
Birthday to
sing.
me. Somebody I chose. But but that version of it, I'm gonna sound so like against my race saying this, but no, I don't like it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, we're living in some really troubled times, and just to have a birthday
Oh,
is like
yeah.
a wonderful thing.
Yes,
and
it
so
is.
to have someone to celebrate you, I mean, you like what you like, but to have someone to celebrate you, because you know it could be the other way around.
No, I
where
feel
you have
very
a birthday
blessed
and you
to
don't
have
have
made it.
anybody
Yeah.
singing "Happy Birthday, Riley." You don't have that. I just gave him a taste of my voice.
I
Thank
went
you,
to
Mr.
sleep.
Well,
There it is. There it is.
Ernest, you got to give us your "We Speak." I mean, I speak. I'm sorry.
Okay, my I speak is since we're on the parking enforcement thing, and we know we're looking at the police around the nation and their behavior, especially towards minorities. Make it a little lighter since we had the parking situation. The DC police chief was cited, her car was cited for parking in a handicap zone in a residential neighborhood, and someone gave her a ticket, and the mayor's coming with excuses. Do you think she has a right to park where she wants to park whenever she wants to park,
Nope.
especially in a handicap zone?
Kathy
What
Lanier?
should be done?
Yeah, do you
Kathy
know who she is? She's a police officer. I would have loved
And the
to
mayor
see
made
video of
excuses
that.
for it, which I thought was really unfortunate.
Does
However,
she have a handicap sticker?
no, she doesn't. It's a police cruiser.
No, then she needs to be told.
I think ADA is really going to come after them really hard because some of the things that the mayor of DC said were really inappropriate
Oh, wow.
for the American Disability Act. There's no excuse, I don't care who you are, for parking in a handicap zone that you can actually justify.
Okay, so here's my thing about that. I'm all for the ADA and having handicap parking spaces. What I do not agree with, I think that if they have the sticker, it should be something that's permanent. Because if they're out of handicap spots, they should not be able to park in our spots.
Yeah.
I mean, they have their spots. They shouldn't be interchangeable. We can't park in theirs if we run out of spaces. And I think, I don't know.
that is so true.
It's so tricky
never
because
thought
they don't
about
want
that.
any special privileges or special treatment. They want to be treated like everyone else, but they get these great parking spaces, and then if theirs are taken, they want to use ours.
Well,
I know it sounds insensitive,
but wait a
that's-
minute.
yeah,
If you're in a police cruiser, you can basically park anywhere. So why you have to park in a handicapped parking space?
In front of a
They park
resident
in a
who
resident
parks their
zones,
car
they park
there.
in people's
You-
driveways. They don't care.
I don't.
That's probably nowhere else to
And the
park.
excuse that's being made is that she wasn't driving. I mean, all kind of excuses are made. The reality is the ticket was given. I believe the ticket should be paid.
I love that somebody gave
Absolutely,
that.
pay it.
Absolutely.
No.
I just don't
is
like the
that
fact that
person
everyone's trying
fired?
to, in this day and age and time, there should not be excuses
Who gave the ticket?
for
That's what I'm like.
law enforcement or
'Cause
anybody
that
else who's
person
supposed to
is
uphold
bad.
the law. There's no such thing as being above the law.
No.
We're supposed to be equal. If you can get, I mean, I have enough that I don't park in places that I'm not supposed to anymore. She's no different. Whoever was driving that cruiser is no different.
Well, no, I think that's a great aspect. I think, I don't know the story. I haven't seen it, and you're going to make me do some research on that. But I think that the person who wrote the ticket was right.
Police are
Kudos
in this
to
day and
them for
age.
doing the right
Yeah.
thing.
In this day and age where police are getting away with a lot of stuff, like a lot,
A lot.
you
A
know.
lot.
We'll talk
It's
about
so
that.
crazy
I
because they
know.
could have
That's what I said, I'm trying to be
They could
nice.
have easily
Exactly.
double parked it and it would have been
Just
fine.
stop
I'm
the car,
Exactly. That's the
so I'm
thing I'm
thinking they were
thinking.
trying to get it out of the way and move to the side and park, and it just was a handicap spot.
I
Happens
like
to
that.
us, it
Okay.
happened to them.
Pay the ticket.
So when
You
we
gonna
have
make
more room, we're just going to park in there.
Gonna make us go home and do homework, Ernest. Okay.
I have a bad foot.
Oh,
I have a
right,
bad
that's
foot,
true, that's
so I
true.
understand. It's hard.
I have a bad everything, and I
A
understand.
bad foot, she says. And
Okay,
six
almost.
essentially, but
And I sit curled
And
to
you
the
sit curled to
side.
the side.
I sit curled to the side.
Good
I don't
answer,
walk on
good
these
answer,
things.
good answer.
I just
We want to thank you for watching and ask that you join us again when next we speak. Thank you.
that was so like.
We want to thank you for watching us. I'm sorry, can we try to get. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to tune off tonight, and I want to thank you for watching and ask that you.
what?
He's doing
Tune off.
the way it
But tune off.
We want to thank you for watching and ask you to join us.
Okay,
on next
okay,
week's
okay,
video.
okay, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for watching us tonight, and I ask that you join us again when we.
Here, you boy, what's wrong with you?
Shayna's actually breathing. I can feel her breathing.
Die. Let me
I
just
can feel her breathing. We want to thank you for watching and ask you to join us again when next we speak. Thank you.
Now, can you put a little bit of feeling into it?
I knew that was
my
coming. I knew
God.
that was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
You sounded like you're so down.
Because you told them to
Oh, I'm
write
sounding
it.
down. I'm sorry. Okay.
We want to thank you.
Five,
Thank
4,
you.
3, 2.
Okay. Am I gonna take it from the top one more time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not from the TikTok. Oh yeah, that's up.
The top. This is a one take. You guys watch.
I tell you, everything with you guys is always tops and bottoms. I can't. so much.
That's our outtake.
You wonder why they moved this to 11 o'clock.